Welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning to your boy, Pfunk. Thinking right on my YouTube channel, doing what I do for you. You know we are in Black History Month, so yeah, we in Egypt. For me, Egypt is Black History. You already know that. But the thing today we're gonna talk about is what can we learn from Egypt? Don't get me. Okay, I'm gonna be nice. I'm in a good mood, so I'm not going there. But let's see what we can learn from Egypt. All right, that's my purpose. We can learn a lot from there. Everything we doing pretty much come from Egypt. Excuse me. All right, let's get this. Rightism: 25 rules to live by. Storytelling: story with a message in a story. This is more of an educational story, so pay attention because there's a message here. There was a spiritual. Excuse me. Everything we think we know comes from Egypt. So the question is, what can we learn from Egypt? Pretty much everything that we're doing now. Let me break it down for you. Get a little understanding on that. Why I say that. Here we go. They they were a spiritual people. God living righteous people. The most religious people the Greeks and Romans have ever met. Why? Because we believed in God. Okay. But God wasn't up. You see me pointing? We got a tendency because heaven's up there, they all that, but no, that's not the Egyptian concept. Okay, Egyptian concept is when you go down in there, that's the netherworld, the afterlife, the doo-wop. Know the lesson. Because today we're going to talk about what we can learn from the Egyptians. Okay, we take what we learn from them and spin it and twist it and give it our own credit, but it all comes from my people. Here we go. Egyptians started what we now call civilization, society. They learn how to live together. They learn how to cultivate the land. They learn how to grow crops and feed vegetation, take care of the people within their community, society, civilization. That's where it started from. The cradle of civilization, Egypt. Okay, here we go. Egyptians started what we now call religion. They call it the Egyptian mystery system. I keep telling you, right thoughts philosophy is based on the Egyptian mystery system. If I say Egyptian mystery system, I want to do that. If I say right thoughts, curiosity. Now I say right thoughts, philosophy. Now you're gonna listen, pay attention. I got you, so I can help you out now, without no precede ideas about what is it. Tune in, pay attention. I got you. Here we go. Egyptian was the first people to put down writing, liberal arts, the sciences, everything that we're doing today, even that we can study that we're doing to find out about spirituality, it comes from them. The test that we running now to find out what they write, they find out, yeah, they was. Okay, modern physics. Okay, so they understanding the spiritual thing, something about that. Trust me. The last one is Egyptians gave us God, goddesses concept by following what we call Mayat. So this ain't nothing new. I keep trying to explain to you. I modernized it, I dressed it up, condensed it, so hopefully we can conceptualize it and understand it for what it's meant to be. To teach you how to be a better you, live better, do better, we be better. Okay, I digress. Here we go. Next one is, did the Egyptian have schools? They was the educators of the world. So yeah, but they didn't call them schools again. That word we use, they didn't call it school. They call it had temples, place of learning. Okay, we call them churches now, the place to go to worship. But it's all the same thing. On every temple door over the heading is said, "Know thyself." So they educated you on you. Long life wasn't guaranteed to the Egyptians, excuse me. 45, 50 years at best, unless you was a pharaoh who lived right and had everything, had all the advantages. But normal people died at 40, 50 years old. I'm 62. I wouldn't have made it if I was an Egyptian. I'd have been in the recipient line because I didn't get my enlightenment until 60. Young people, pay attention. This is for you. Here we go. Yes, education was a way of life. Just lived from a different perspective. They didn't praise God. No, they lived for God. They knew that God was in them. They understood that. They professed it, they taught it, and they lived it. That's the key. We profess it, we teach it, but we don't live it. I'm looked at as strange because, yeah, I'm living. I know people live what they profess. Okay, so it's easy to do. It's easy to profess, easy to learn. It's hard to live. That's what makes the difference. That's what separates a true believer, a true follower from a Sometime followers. Or situational, I call you situational followers. When you need God, you call him. That's the situation. I deal with God all the time. No situation too big or too small for him. That's what I know now. Didn't know that before. That's the whole purpose of learning, knowing thyself. It's the power. Here we go. I'm sorry. All right. Yes, the creation stories was to educate the people about concepts of life. We took the birth, the immaculate conception, and then do it way wrong. Start bringing the kids. Man and woman get together, they have sexual intercourse, the sperm from the man hit the ovary from the female, you got life. That's how it's done. Don't give them a whole bunch of stuff that don't make no sense, that they got to try to decipher or decode later on in life. Give it to them straight. When you see me and mommy in there doing, yeah, that's what we doing. We having sex. It's a part of life. Get over it. Look, they're too young. Media is giving to them. You got 4 or 5 year old kids know about sex now, so don't tell me about that. They're too young. But if we educate them and get them understanding, they won't be out here randomly trying what they see on TV, trying what they see on the computer, trying what we don't know they're looking at. Trust me. I digress. Did the Egyptian high school? Yeah, but yeah, yes. Knowledge was a most in order. Knowledge was a must in order to pass on through judgment. If you live a good life, you don't have to prove to your neighbor. You don't have to prove to your wife, your brother and sister. You prove to yourself because you're the one gonna be there at Judgment Day. Nobody gonna be there with you. Get it? Okay. Get the concept of right living. Get the concept of Maya. Get the concept of right thoughts philosophy. Why? Because these are things that you can actually do and live and get benefit of doing it. I ain't telling you something that I do and you can't do it. Oh, I can do it. No, it works for anybody who tried. Trust me. That's the key. Did Egyptians have schools? Yes. Ignorance was the enemy of knowledge. Light, dark. Knowledge is light, ignorance is dark. Dark ain't good. And the people who like to live in the dark, we know about the people, the street walkers, the street. I was one of them. You know what you do in the dark? It will come to light. Why? Because the judgment day, everything you did will be brought back to light. That's what they mean by being brought to light. Not somebody gonna find out. You can keep a secret till you take it to the grave with you. But guess what? That same secret is in your heart. So it's gonna be found out eventually. Get it? Nothing to hide from yourself. That's about life. Yourself. You are God. I had to digress. The last one is yes, the temples was the place of education for higher learning. Not just regular lifestyle, but you had your sage, your high priest, your high priestess, and women were able to do and go up the scale of spirituality and become goddesses within their own rights. It wasn't just a man thing. It ain't never been just a man thing. I digress. Okay, here we go. Third set. Egyptians. Teachers were called sage and priests. Why? Higher education, higher learning. The concepts that I bring to you, I had to learn them, have learned them. I had to live them, had to manifest them so that I can give it to you with uncertainty that it works. I'm my own guinea pig. Before I give it to you, I have already tried it. Trust me. Excuse me. Next one is the sage was the highly knowledgeable ones who taught in the temples. The teachers. We call them teachers now. High level professors, high level masters, high level PhD, doctors, all these titles that come from different levels of learning. Life is the same way. I would rather be a high priest in life than a high priest for some nonsense, Masonic order, elk order, any occult order. I don't care. I would rather be one with my maker and understand how to live for him and do his will than to be part of a group of people professing to do his will and don't know what they're doing. It's a bunch of them. Trust me. I digress. Next one is the high priest also taught high level spirituality. The highest level of spirituality you can get is when you obtain nihas, spiritual awakening. That's when the mind and the heart knows who they are as one. Human, God, spirit, tied together. We call it meditation. The union between man and his God. Communion with God within self. It ain't out there. You ain't gonna go up there and I digress again. Here we go. The sage was the most respected person going. Why? They had the knowledge that's going to help you be. If you look at me, a person with knowledge and understanding, living right and doing right with disdain and disrespect, why? I ain't doing that to you. But if you look at me in admiration and respect, you can learn something. That's the key. That's what it's all about. And Masons, that's what we taught to show. You don't solicit, you show. And once have somebody want to be part of what you're doing. That's why if you're leading, you hope somebody follow you. You look back, you see people taking heed to what you're saying, listen to what you're saying, paying attention to what you're doing, how you're doing. Now you got it, but you need to do the right thing. That's all I'm gonna do. Here we go. I spent over 20 years becoming the master of myself. Meaning I've been working on me, not learning. No, working on me. Meaning learning, studying, manifesting, perfecting it so that I can consider myself a master of what it is I'm doing. And I am. Trust me on that. Next one is, okay, I gotta put this thing up. Now we go. Can we raise our spiritual levels to become God-like? That's the whole point of Right Thoughts philosophy. I'm trying to explain to you. Maya teaches you how to become God within yourself. That's what I'm trying to profess. That's what I'm trying to show you. That's how I'm living. I am living proof. It worked. Trust me. Here we go. Egyptians was obsessed with life after death because they had a short lifespan. They wasn't obsessed with getting old and gray. No. Living a good, fruitful life because death came to them a little quicker than it do for us. Okay, Egyptians' only goal in life was to live Maya. Why? That's how you get into the afterlife. This life ain't that important to them. It's important to us now. Sure it is. I like living. I love my life. But when this runs out, what's next? That's what you got to live for now. Because if you don't, you'll be back doing it again. Get it? Recycle, reincarnation. That's their concept again. That comes from Egyptians. Here we go. Egyptians was the highest knowledgeable people on earth. Everybody who ran across them said the same thing about them. Highly spiritual, highly knowledgeable. Okay? God's people. Egyptians know man's goal was to become the best them they can be. God. Heavenly, godly, spiritual beings having a human experience. Once the godly spirit wakes up, Nihas, you are an awakened being living on earth. A giant amongst regular people because they're ignorant. Okay. Egyptians knew the secrets of transformation from mortality to immortality, becoming godlike spiritually, knowledgeable of self. That's the only way it's going to happen. You can't accidentally become godlike. It don't happen. You got to work for it. Here we go. Last set. Wrap this up for you, hopefully. Egyptians, let's study their concepts of life. I went to Egypt to get concepts, not the clothes, no, the jewelry, none of that, no. The concept. Why? Because that's what they live by. The jewelry and the clothes didn't make them. Their concepts is what made them better for afterlife. Get better for the afterlife. Here we go. 2-minute warning. I'm rolling. Egyptians lived a spiritual lifestyle to reach the spiritual afterlife. Egyptians lived for the benefit of the Duat, passing judgment in the afterlife. The Egyptian concepts of Maya for all was a force from God to show man how to get to him. It was already laid out. This ain't new. Trust me. Egyptians knew all aspects of life that we now call science. They already had it figured out. We're using what they gave us to figure out what they was giving us, which okay by me because I live it. All the scientists that want to go to prove it, knock yourself out. I already know. Okay. The last one is Egyptians were the creator of all concepts of God. Allah, Vishnu, Brahman, Atman, any Thai, Zen, whatever God you call, it came from Egypt. Whatever concept you have about God, it comes from Egypt. Whatever concept you have about the afterlife, heaven, hell, God, devil, all come from Egypt. Yeah, I'm all about Egypt. Why? Because if you understand Egypt, you understand you. And I keep trying to explain to you, Egyptian history is our history. It was stolen, tarnished, rearranged, given back to us as the Bible, but go get the pure part. Okay? The concept. Not the clothes, not the jewelry. Concepts, how to be a better person. We look past everything to see everything that's we should be paying attention to. Pay attention to how to live. Pay attention to how to be. Practice it. Implement it. Manifest something for yourself. But that's what it's all about. The world gonna give you a bunch of stuff, but bottom line is at Judgment Day, It's all on you. The Egyptians knew that. That's what we learned from the Egyptians.